Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Really excited to have you guys here. You know, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about is, yeah, this channel is all about tech, engineering, and sprinkle a little bit of finance in there, right? Learn about some money. Speaking on the tech side, speaking on the engineering side, especially since I've been in for a couple of years, there's a lot of really cool things that I think your work goes into. And so I am here at a location in which you can see some of the benefits of your hard work and how it impacts society. So I figured I would bring you guys along here so that way you can see what that impact looks like and what your work can go into should you decide to go into tech or do engineering, right? Those are some of the things that I highly recommend. But before we go into that, I want you guys to go ahead and give me a like for the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so that way you're notified whenever we upload to the channel. And don't forget to share the video with a family member or a friend so that way they can see some of the cool things that we get to work on as engineers or people that are technologists, people in technology. So you might be asking now, what is this place that you're talking about? Where can you find some of this cool stuff? Where can you see your work? And by the way, back here, you're starting to see some of the plates. It is the Wall of Honor. So all these plates back here are the Wall of Honor. If you're interested in learning where I'm at right now, and also as well, these walls back here, the Wall of Honor, what is that all about? Let's go inside and take a look. We got a lot to see, a lot of ground to cover, very little time. To the left, we have Vietnam. To the right, we have Korea. So let's go take a look at Korea, and then we'll head over to Vietnam. Let's take a look at this aircraft, which is I believe a C-124. Let's take a look. Is it? Yes. So it's a Douglas C-124. So provides heavy airlift during the Korean War. So let's go take a look at inside and see what the C-124 looks like. Wow, look at this. This thing is massive. Please stay to the right, of course. Look at all that. So I guess we have a random engine just here. It's bolted on, I guess, for transportation. Some of the seats you can sit on. Very nice. I mean, this thing does look massive. I mean, I don't know if it comes out well in the video or not, but I mean, this is just a massive aircraft. It was used for transportation and heavy lift transportation, so that's pretty cool. So let's go down. The UH19B, and that's made by Sikorsky. And funny enough, Sikorsky is still here till this day, bought by Lockheed Martin. So they are part of Rotary and Mission Systems, which is the line of business for Lockheed. So that's very awesome to see that. This is the B-29 large fuselage, made it an ideal canvas for nose art, which is what they had there. World's only bomber jet ace, flew 121 Korean War combat mission. And it dropped 2,500, is that 2,500? No, 2,500,000 pounds of bomb. Look at that. So why don't we go take a look inside? We gotta watch our head, of course. Wow. So look at that. This is the actual co-pilot. And we have the pilot over here, along with some of the instrumentation that they had and how they were able to control the aircraft. How amazing is that? What else do we have over here? Electric suit plugins, okay. We have engine controls. Definitely old school. Look at that. You have the flight engineers panel. A lot of this stuff is digital nowadays. What do we have over here? Looks like comms, right? Yeah, I was right. radio, and radar. So communications, radar. We got the crew tunnel that we're coming in. Looks like some more radios. Wow. Look at this. Amazing. Holy smokes, look at this. These are the arsenals or the bombs. Wow. Very, very cool. Release, arm, trip. Wow. Breathing oxygen tanks, look at that. Wow, this is really cool. You got some additional bombs. Very, very cool. And of course, this is the bomb bay. Really, really awesome. Martin Marietta, Rockwell International. I bet you guys didn't know Texas Instruments, who makes your calculators, or the company who makes calculators, also makes weapons. So you learn something new every day. So let's continue forward, see what else we find. Now we're gonna take a look at the aircrafts from the Cold War. So let's head over to the Cold War and see what we got. Wow, look at this guy over here. This is the B-36J Peacemaker. Man, this thing is massive. Oh, wow. Wow. Yep, I see the engines there. 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. Look how massive this thing is. Hey, big points if anybody knows what that is right there. I'll leave that up to the chat. Chat, let me know what this thing that's sticking out of every aircraft is. And if you know what that is, kudos. What is this? No way, this is a radio plane? It is. It's a OQ-19D, radio controlled aerial target. Wow. You see, just when you thought that you have these drones aren't new. They've been working on this stuff years before you and I showed up. That's very awesome, very cool. This aircraft is the remains of the only existing XF-90 prototype fighter of the 1950s. The program was canceled. This became a test subject in 1952 nuclear blast test to see how explosions would affect parked aircrafts. It says the wreckage remained at the Nevada test site for decades and was used for nuclear accident response training. And in 2001, the U.S. Air Force transported the decontaminated jet to the museum. Over here we have the North American F-86H Sabre. Look at the inside of this. Isn't that awesome? So think about that. Look at all the harnesses inside, right? You have the air conditioner. You have an inverter, right? An inverter, 250 volts, AC, alternating current. Think about all that stuff. An electrical engineer has to design that. You have mechanical engineers that put all this together. Look at the gun. We have to communicate with the gun somehow, right? Look at the radios. The radios have to provide communications. Somebody designed this. And this is what I mean by tech and engineering gets you into some of the coolest designs and coolest spaces that you've never seen before. And there it is in all its glory, the SR71 Blackbird. Look how incredible this aircraft is. Look at this massive, massive engine of the Blackbird. That's pretty cool. Oh, we can go inside?
Well, with me you can. Showing him here, this is the afterburner.
Ah, very cool.
When they take off, all 4 rings are lit. They pretty much fly in the afterburner except for landing as well as refueling. They cut that off when they refuel. The nozzle here expands and contracts to provide thrust.
Uh-huh.
So the bottom shape here, the corrugation on the rear bottom is to help lateral expansion. This will expand by about 1 inch laterally and 3 to 5 inch longitudinally.
Is this where the tanks are?
Yes, the fuel tanks are right under here.
Okay, because I heard that before the aircraft takes off, before it's even in flight, I guess there's expansion that happens when it's in flight as it heats up.
Once it gets up to heat, up at altitude, it'll expand.
So
down low, it's not going to.
Correct. And so I heard when it was down low and everything's contracted, you'll have leakage of fuel coming out.
The fuel tanks, yep.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool.
So you can see the corrugated bottom there. That's to help the lateral expansion. That's a start cart. We can actually walk in under that and look at it.
Just out of curiosity, you ever flown one of these guys?
No, I was an engineer.
You're an engineer?
Yeah, I worked on it as an engineer.
You worked on this very aircraft?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Really?
The whole fleet.
No way. What type of engineering?
Electrical. I was sensors. I worked sensors.
Very cool. I'm electrical too.
Right here's the start cart. There's twin Buick Wildcat engines, 350 horsepower. There's the connection to the turbine, which is right out there. So this moves that way, goes up there, and this revs up to about 3,200 RPM, and that turns the turbine. And then they ignite the combustor and the afterburners with a chemical, and that starts the engine. So there's no spark plugs in this. It's a chemical ignition. 32,000 pounds of thrust.
Wow. Wow, look at this.
So we had issues with cooling. The back tires there are impregnated with silver.
Right here?
Because you can actually look up in the wheel well. There's no air comes in that wheel well, so that's impregnated with silver because it's very hot back there. It's to help keep the tires from burning up.
Sure, and I'm assuming upon landing as well, all the friction that's created from that as well.
Yep. And up in the front wheel well is where the liquid nitrogen is stored, and we use that circulated around the critical equipment in the nose to keep it cool.
Oh, really?
And we did a heat exchanger back in the fuel. Yep.
Wow.
Well, it's a combined turbo ramjet. So the front end is a compressor, the turbine, and then this is the afterburner. So there's ram air that comes through and enters right there behind the spike. So around the spike is where the shock wave comes. When it goes supersonic, that spike goes in 26 inches. And that sets up shock wave along the lip here. And there's doors on the bottom and the top that regulate the pressure in here to maintain the shock wave on the lip and remain constant pressure on the compressor. And so that is what helps manage your engine speed. If you have too much temperature coming into the second stage, the engine is going to burn up. So once you get above 800 degrees Fahrenheit compressor temperature, that's a sign to back off. That's the speed limit for the SR71 is the temperature on the compressor, second stage compressor. So they always had to back off once they hit that limit. And that would change day to day depending on your outside air.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
A few degrees. So you could go a little faster, a little slower, depending on the day, but the temperature of the compressor is what was the speed limit.
Well, I would imagine your temperature is also based off of friction going through the air, and then at that altitude as well, at that altitude, the air is not as hot as it is down over
you have
here.
very cool air.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool air, so then it will vary day to day.
Exactly, based on the temperature below.
And the pressure management is going to determine your rate of expenditure of fuel. So fuel is critical, and so they did the best they could in calculating fuel expenditure, but they had to recalculate in flight how much fuel they were using.
So how did they do it back then with no CAD softwares and all that other stuff? Slide rule?
Circular side rule, backseat, yeah. So this is actually part of the aircraft. That's called the spike. And it's treated with radar absorbing material to help absorb radar energy, as are the wings and so forth, the chines.
Wow, this thing is massive. Hey guys, let me know again, what is that? What is that there? I know what it is, but let me know in the chat what that is right there. Wow, look at these guns. Some more guns. No way, they got the cannons. Holy smokes. Yeah, this is the M102 cannon. Holy smokes. Yeah, these are the cannons that they have on the sides. So there you have it, folks. You just took a journey with me in Wright-Patterson's Air Force Base Museum. And it's pretty cool that my work has been able to take me all over the country and actually even all over the world. But a lot of the things that you've seen in this museum and a lot of the things that people have worked on in the past, they all came from engineers. They all came from people in tech. And remember, these people had to design these things. They had to come up with clever ways to solve problems. So if you love the video, make sure you go ahead and give me a like for the video. If you want to follow and see what other products we work on and some of the really cool things our work goes into and where else I'll be in the world, you never know, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on your notifications so that way you're notified whenever we upload to the channel. And lastly, share the video with a family member or friend. Make sure that they get to see some of the really cool work that we get to do as engineers or people in tech. Go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know what are some things that you guys are interested in. Do you have any questions on what you've seen today? I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. So I'll see everybody on the next video.